Hello, this is Mr. Carly, and this is Finian, and he is snacking on some blueberries after his nap, and that's why it looks a little disoriented, maybe a little disheveled. Yeah, you see yourself? You see yourself? You want to say hi? You say hi? Not quite, not yet. Okay. All right. Anyway, we're gonna finish off that review guide because I don't know what happened. For some reason, it stopped sharing halfway through. So I think I stopped where we had accommodation and I had wars, and I think I did a not great job of explaining that on that one. So let's say that we have wars and our schema around wars, and we've got World War One, World War Two, American Revolution, Vietnam War, U.S. Civil War, Mexican Revolution. And then what I notice is that these wars have some characteristics that are different from these two wars. So these two wars involve a government fighting against the civilian population of some sort, so a nation fighting against itself, and those are civil wars. So maybe now I'm going to accommodate my schema of wars. I'm not adding anything new to it, but maybe I'm changing it and I'm starting to understand interstate wars, like wars between nations. And then I've got civil wars, and then I can have different prototypes under that. So that would be an example of accommodation. Like I'm not really adding anything. I'm not necessarily taking anything out. I'm just narrowing it so I understand it better. You know what I'm saying? You got schemata all over the place, don't you? Foods you like, animal or stuffed animals, what sounds animals make. Everything makes a dog noise right now, and he's starting to learn some different noises. So that'd be an example. Um, okay, so imagine you have a problem or goal of getting an A on this exam. So what are some examples for each? So first thing is we have to think about the problem space. So we would consider all the parameters of the problem as well as the solutions. So how many questions is it going to be? What types of questions is it going to be? We might want to do some divergent thinking first. So we would brainstorm some different solutions that we would take. How are we going to study for it? Maybe interleaving our practice, distributed practice, even though this is like the day before the exam for a lot of you. We can distribute some practice maybe. What do we foresee being the short answer problems? What would make a good short answer problem? Maybe something like this type of question here, a meta question about problem spaces. I don't know. We'll see. So we would do that, and then we would do some convergent thinking, which is not necessarily selecting the right answer. It's more categorizing, summarizing, and eventually picking a solution. You know what I'm saying, Finney? Do you need some water? Here, I got some water for you. He does that sound. I have no idea what it means. Oh, don't hold it hostage. Yeah, there you go. Take a little drink there. So then we would pick a problem-solving method that we would use, or we would just solve the problem. We don't need to pick a method. Usually you do this intuitively. But let's think about algorithm. So this would be kind of difficult. How would you do an algorithmic approach? You'd have to have a step-by-step approach for studying. It's universal. There probably wouldn't really be an algorithmic solution to a problem like this. This is a little more complex. So you could do a hill climbing, where